Today we're looking at some single string major scales on the 4th string. And follow the lesson for free and just pick up the exercises from the video. But if you're interested, this is number 32 and number 33 in my Exploring the Fretboard 100 Exercises for Intermediate Guitar. And there's a link for that in the description. So what we've been doing in the book is just working our way through the string. We did chromatic scales to kind of learn every note on the guitar. And now we're doing single string scales and exercises on each string just to gain a little bit more familiarity with the horizontal nature of the strings. And then once we've gone through all the strings like this, we'll start doing comparative exercises across all the strings. So what we'll do today is we're just going to play these two scales, and the important thing here is to say the note names out loud. Saying the note names out loud, that is the key. And repeating the exercise for a few days, we'll do a couple of things. It'll build up some anchor points on the guitar, knowing where your octave is and some of the notes like that. But also just continuing to get to know your musical alphabet on single strings. So let me play number 32. This is a D major scale on the 4th string. And you can memorize it first and just play it before saying the note names if that helps, if that makes it easier. It doesn't matter as long as you're saying the note names at the end of the exercise, then at the end of the process, then you'll be learning what you need to learn. So let me just play it first. I almost forgot to play the arpeggio at the end, so I do end with a little arpeggio. So, and that arpeggio is great because it teaches you where the root and the 3rd of the chord is, and the 5th of the chord, and the octave. And when we say the note names out loud, that'll also build in some anchor points for you to learn on the guitar. And it's just so important that you repeat this for a few days, saying the note names out loud, so that the anchor points actually do sink in. It'll be very, very helpful when we start doing comparative exercises across the strings. Just the more familiar you are with the general guitar, and at least a few anchor points, at the very minimum, this area of the guitar and your octaves will be very helpful. But of course we have to say the note names out loud. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, C sharp, B, That's pretty low for my voice. I can't actually sing that root there. But, you can just say the note names out loud. But, yeah, try singing them too if you like. So number 33 is an E flat major scale. So I've listed like the notes in the scale. So if you want to memorize that and work it out. But the scale fingering's actually almost exactly the same, except there's no open string, but we end up going like 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4 at the end. So it's very similar fingerings. But nevertheless, when you start saying the names of the notes, it might be a little confusing for some students. And I realize too that like these exercises might seem a little bit actually difficult to like learn initially and saying the note names out loud. But it's really important that you be able to do that, and just take as long as you want with each exercise. You're supposed to only practice one exercise at a time, so that should allow you to get to know that one particular exercise and just memorize it. And if that feels like, oh, I'm just memorizing, but I don't really know what's going on, that's not true. You actually kind of do. By saying the note names out loud, you are learning what the note names are, and you're exploring the fretboard, which is the point of the book. And you just want to be patient and do it every day just for 2 minutes, and then just move on with the rest of your practice session. E flat, F, G, B flat, A flat, C, D, relatively easy exercises, but once you start saying the note names out loud, it can sometimes be a little bit tricky. So, just practice going through it back and forth and getting used to that. We could talk so much about the music theory behind all this and, how the tones and semitones work in a major scale, but really, it's a little bit beyond the book. The book is an activity book, so you just want to do the activity, and you can come back to it later after learning more theory knowledge and be more aware of some things. I would imagine lots of students want to go through the book, once they finish the book, to just go back to the beginning and start over. But for now, just one exercise at a time, be able to do it, repeat it for a few days, and then move on to the next ones.